If you're a mission-driven organization or a nonprofit and you're wondering why no one is seeing you, we kind of wanted to talk about what really the problem is and what you can change. Lots of times it is the way that you're messaging, and that has really changed over the last years. And so, like, the main problem, obviously, you see on here is that the amount of Americans who are donating to nonprofits since the 1980s, it's gone down from 82 to 67%. So, like, less people are giving money to nonprofits. And we believe the reason for it is a messaging problem, a trust problem. Obviously, we've had organizations in the past kind of, unfortunately, go the wrong way and maybe do the wrong things and break that trust. And so I just want to go over basic fundamentals of what it would look like if you wanted to kind of try to restore that trust. So the organizations doing the best work in the world are often the worst at talking about it. Not because the work isn't compelling, because humility, insider culture, and budget assumptions get in the way. We're going to talk more about that as we dive into this. So the three patterns that keep great organizations invisible. The humility trap. We run into this all the time, especially in the mental health field. Marketing feels self-serving, so they stay quiet. People doing the best work undersell it the most. They believe that it is their mission, and it is, but because of that, they feel guilty if they're going to promote it. The other big thing is insider language. Program names, acronyms, and sector jargon are invisible walls to outside audiences. One of the biggest things that we do whenever we sit down and we talk strategy for the first time with an organization is we get to be the paid dummies in the room that say, well, I don't even know what that means. Well, I don't know what that means. And then their answer typically is, oh, well, people that work with us do. And I was like, well, yeah, we're talking about the people who don't work with you yet. Like, they need to be able to understand what you're doing. And then lastly, just the impact gap. Numbers without stories don't move people. Lots of times it'll be, oh, we reached 2,000 people, or we did this for 10,000 people. Our reach is this millions. And our brains don't really care about numbers because so many times people use numbers to be tricky or manipulate them in a specific way. But what you can't undo is stories. So let's talk about the first one, the humility trap. Marketing feels like bragging. We'd rather let the work speak for itself. So the reality is we lost that grant because the funder didn't know what we'd accomplished. Silence isn't humility. It's withholding value from the people your mission exists to serve. Second one, like this is just an example. So inside the organization, our wrap program partners with DHS to provide wraparound DHOH navigation services. Sure, yeah, if I'm in that every day, I guess I know what that means. You'd be surprised how many times you can confuse your staff too. But then the first time visitor's like, what just happened? And so if you're looking for donors, they just close the tab. They have no idea what you're talking about. So then the third one is, this is the headline that we see. We served 847 clients last year. Gives credibility, but it doesn't create any form of connections. The story is Marcus came to us at rock bottom. He's 3 years inside of stable housing. Like, you see the difference in that? You should feel the difference in that. And if you don't feel the difference in that, it's okay, but that is the change that we are looking at making, especially if you are an organization that needs donor dollars, or if you're just a mission-driven organization that has lots of people who subscribe to the mission. These are the different ways that we want to start talking about it. So another problem is the budget problem. And I've seen this too many times. I've been a part of organizations that did the exact same thing. 5 to 15% are what nonprofits spend on marketing. And it's often the first thing that gets cut when budget gets tight. This couldn't be more true. Cutting marketing during hard times also cuts visibility and trust building. That would help you get through those hard times. Donors aren't less charitable, they're less connected to specific organizations. Connection is built through consistent communication over time. And I know a lot of the language in this slide deck is used for like nonprofits that need donors to come alongside them to help fund what they're doing. But this is true regardless. This is true of any organization. We're just framing it inside of that. So this is what effective marketing looks like. A monthly email with one story, one update. It outperforms a quarterly impact report that gets 3 opens. 2 social posts per week showing real work outperforms a polished annual campaign video that runs once. Honest storytelling, including the setbacks, builds more genuine community that supports a press release, that like it supports more than a press release report like approach. The idea, I mean, I can't tell you how many people we've come in contact with are like, oh yeah, we're spending $150,000 on this video, it's going to be amazing. And then they post it and they're like, okay, so no one saw that, so now we need to spend another $15,000 to $20,000 to get it out in front of people to increase the views so that more people see it, instead of consistent touches. It's the same thing from marketing your product to marketing your outreach mission-driven nonprofit. The real cost of staying quiet. Someone who needed your services didn't find you because your website doesn't rank. SEO. Someone donated elsewhere because they didn't even know you existed. A volunteer didn't offer their time because they've never seen your work. That's not budget savings, that's mission impact that never happened. So marketing is not the antithesis of mission, it's how mission scales. If your organization is doing extraordinary work that the world doesn't know about yet, it is a solvable problem. So if that's something that you need help with, obviously reach out to us at CaptivContent. We would love to help.